Hello everybody and welcome back to another new video. It's me, Will, with some punk records from the 2020s. This idea for a video came from a subscriber of my channel called Wonky Sensitive here on YouTube. Thank you very much for the great topic for a video. Which as soon as he mentioned it, I thought it was a great idea, and I thought that I was going to come up with lots and lots of records to show. But it turned out to be a little bit more challenging, especially because the last 5 years have been kind of like very short 5 years, especially with the pandemic starting back in 2020. So I was able to come up with 7 records from my collection that were released in the 2020s that are some of my favorite punk records. So let's go ahead and check them out, and let's start off with this one. Great record from Emil and the Sniffers. This one's called Comfort to Me. And this one came out on ATO Records back in 2021. And by the way, this one was my #1 album of 2021 when it came out. Fantastic punk record, great gatefold here. And this one came in on really cool, kind of like an orange, or like a neon orange vinyl with the custom labels. It says Romer Red Edition, however it looks more orange than red. But anyway, super fun record from Emil and the Sniffers. This is their second studio album. They have 3 records so far, and by the way, the 3 of them are excellent punk records. Lots of personality, especially coming from the singer of the band. She's kind of like the female Iggy Pop. When she plays live, she's just dancing and jumping on the people in the crowd. It's just insane. I've seen them live a few times and they're just so much fun to see live. And this record is a banger of a record. Fast-paced punk rock from start to finish. If you check out something from this record, check out the song Security. Song is track number 4 in the record. And Hurts is one of my favorite tracks of the album. Great record from Emil and the Sniffers. Comfort to Me, coming from Australia. Alright, another great punk record from the 2020s about the Bad Nerves. This one is the debut self-titled record. Came out in 2020 on Suburban Records. And yeah, fantastic punk rock from England. It's one of my favorite new punk bands for sure. I discovered them a few years ago when they played live at the Shaky Knees Music Festival, and I was hooked. Right up my alley. Fast-paced, melodic punk rock with a little bit of an attitude and a little bit of a British snarl as well. Absolutely love this record. They have 2 records so far. This one is the first one. The second one is fantastic as well. Also made it to my top 10 albums of 2024. I kind of discovered this one a little bit late, so I was not able to include it to my top 10 albums of 2020. But if I had, I think this one would have made it to my top 10 anyways. But yeah, check it out, the Bad Nerves with their debut self-titled record. If you check out something from here, check out the song called Baby Drummer. Super catchy, and this one will get stuck in your head for sure. Alright, here's another one from the 2020s. Jeff Rosenstock with Hell Mode. And this one came out in 2023 on Polyvinyl Records. Love the artwork on this album. It's kind of like Green Day's Dookie, that if you go through the artwork here in the front cover and the gatefold, you can see all these different cartoon characters and little jokes here and there. Really cool, great artwork. And this one came in on amazing color vinyl. What do you call this? Like a sunburst vinyl? And this one is the early bird edition, limited to 3,500 copies. It's kind of crazy how different it is from one side to another. But anyways, fantastic record from Jeff Rosenstock. This one was my #1 album of the year that it came out back in 2023. Strong record from start to finish. super catchy. I think this may be his most accessible record out of his whole catalog as a solo artist, with songs like Like You Better, Future Is Dumb, I Wanna Be Wrong. Fantastic and super melodic and catchy tracks. Strong punk record with lots of social commentary throughout the whole record. Very fun record to listen to and pay attention to the lyrics. Again, Jeff Rosenstock with Hell Mode.
Do you still dream about tomorrow? Does it stare at you from the past? Does it just sit there like a flavor that didn't last? The rain doesn't fall by the end.
Alright, up next, how about an old school band releasing a new record in the 2020s? How about X with their comeback album, Alphabet Land? I guess X never really broke up, but I think they got back together with their classic lineup with Billy Zoom, DJ Bonebreak, Exene, and John Doe for this record. I think that's right. I think I could be wrong about it though. And again, this one's called Alphabet Land, and it came out in 2020 on Fat Possum Records. I got it on black vinyl with the, I guess they're Fat Possum record labels. Such a great record. I remember when this one came out, I wasn't too sure what to expect from a new record from such a classic punk band. But it was fantastic. It's very in line to, or very reminiscent to the very first few records from X. So it's very punk rock type of record. It sounds very similar to Los Angeles to me. It's not as good as Los Angeles, of course, but it is fantastic. I love the vocals from Exene and from John Doe in this one. After so many years, they can still, their voices sound just amazing. Songs like Free, Water and Wine is just so catchy. And Delta 88 Nightmares, kind of like a very short punk song. I love this album. It also made it to my top 10 albums when it came out back in 2020, I remember. Again, X with Alphabet Land. All right, up next, how about some punk rock from the great state of New Jersey? The Screaming Females with their very last studio album called Desire Pathway. And this one came out in 2023 on Don Giovanni Records. As soon as this one was announced, I went ahead and pre-ordered it. And the first few copies of the record came signed by the band, so you can see the signatures right there. And this one just came out on standard black vinyl with custom labels with the great artwork from Marisa Paternoster, who's also the singer in the band. Kind of like a bittersweet record because the record is fantastic, but right after this one came out, the band broke up. I was so sad about that because I'm a huge fan of the Screaming Females. I wanted to hear more stuff from them in the future. But anyways, this record is fantastic. A great closing record from the band. Very visceral, very aggressive, very fast-paced punk rock. I love the vocals from Marisa, and her guitar playing is amazing on this album. Especially in the first two tracks in this album, Desert Train and Brass Bell. Incredible songs. Check out those two tracks from Desire Pathway. Again, this is the Screaming Females from back in 2023. All right, up next, how about another classic artist still releasing music in the 2020s? How about Bob Mould with the Blue Hearts? And this one came out in 2020 on Merch Records. And Bob Mould still at it. He just released another record this year that is also fantastic. And this one came out right when at the start of the decade, you know, when the pandemic started. And by the way, this one came in with really cool color vinyl, which I forgot, kind of like a tricolor vinyl. Love it to go with the artwork. Bob likes to do kind of like current events, or he likes to talk about current events in his music. And this one is clear that it was made, right at the end of the first Trump presidency. So there's a lot of social commentary throughout the record. Especially in songs like Next Generation, American Crisis. It's just so visceral. You know, he's really singing his heart out on those tracks. You can tell the frustration in his voice. And that's one of the things that I love about this record is that it's just such a personal album, and with a lot of social commentary as well. I love this record from Bob Mould. Again, this one's called Blue Hearts from 2020. And speaking of personal records with a little bit of a social commentary, how about this one from Laura Jane Grace? This one's called Hole in My Head, and it came out in 2024, just last year, on Polyvinyl Records. There's another one from Polyvinyl that has that sticker that says Early Bird Edition, because I pre-ordered this one. Limited to 1,500 copies, and the good people at Polyvinyl really like to do their color vinyl very well. This one's no exception. This one looks great when it's spinning there in the turntable. But anyways, Laura Jane Grace, her second solo record, of course, the former singer of the punk band Against Me. This is another great record from her. And they really were trying to make this record sound kind of like an old school punk record. The way that it's produced, it sounds like that. It kind of sounds like an old Sex Pistols record or something. That ends up sounding fantastic with her very distinctive voice, and her guitar playing is just amazing in this one. Again, lots of social commentary throughout the record with songs like I'm Not a Cop, Punk Rock in Basements, and some personal stuff as well, with especially with a song called Dysphoria Hoodie, where she really kind of like an eye-opening track about her having gender dysphoria or being a transgender person. Fantastic record from Laura Jane Grace. Again, this one's called Hole in My Head. All right, and last but not least, I wanted to save this one for the very end, because it may be a little bit of a controversial pick, but I think this is a fantastic punk record. Green Day with Father of All Motherfuckers, and it came out in 2020 on Reprise Records. I say controversial because a lot of people, and by that I mean a lot of people, did not like this record, even Green Day fans. I liked this record when it came out, and I just spun this one. I was just playing this one before making this video, and now I love it. I like it even more than when it came out. I think this record has aged very, very well. It's a very fun record. It's a very short record, just fast-paced songs, very punky tunes in this one. And by the way, this one came in on really cool color vinyl as well, kind of like a pinwheel vinyl. And there's the unicorn from that era of Green Day. And by the way, the version that I have here is the one that is uncensored, so it doesn't have that little the unicorn mascot here at the side, so it's uncensored with the title here. But yeah, this is a fantastic record from Green Day. Bangers from start to finish, a very short record, very punky type of record. I love the opening tracks in this one. Father of All, Fire, Ready, Aim, bangers of tracks. And then at the end of the record, Sugar Youth is my favorite song in the album. Junkies on a High is a song that I didn't like very much when it came out, when the record came out, but now I love it. It's a fantastic track. Take the Money and Crawl, super catchy, great punk record, and I think it's going to end up as one of the most unique Green Day records of all time, because when this record came out, not many people liked it. It was not very well received. I think most people consider it to be the worst Green Day record. I personally love it, love this record. And I don't think they're going to try to do something as different as this record was, especially on the way that it was received. I think they may try to do something weird like this in the future with other maybe side projects, but maybe not with the name of Green Day. Anyways, that's my last pick of my favorite albums, some favorite punk records of the 2020s. Let me know what you think about these records. Did I miss anything? Let me know what are your favorite punk records of the 2020s. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye-bye.